In this video, we're going to see how to use GeoGebra to do a two-sample hypothesis test for a difference of means, where it's going to be a t-test and we're going to have raw data instead of statistics. So I have a problem open here on the right and I have GeoGebra open on the left. And what we have in the problem is a spreadsheet link, and we can also see the data table. So the data table is given here at the bottom, and it's pretty extensive. It's pretty large data set, but we have this two-column data. So let me show you how to get your data into GeoGebra, either from a copy and paste or from the CSV. And then after we have the data in GeoGebra, we will continue with how to conduct the hypothesis test. So first of all, just like we do with other problems we've done where we were working with raw data, we're going to first open the spreadsheet view in GeoGebra. And I don't need these other panels, so I'm just going to get them out of my way. So if I want to copy and paste, let me start with that. I'm just going to use my cursor to select and drag all the way down to the bottom of my table. And then I'm going to Control C, or I could right click and select copy. Either way will work. I come over to my spreadsheet and I put the cursor in the top left box. And then I'm going to either Control V or right click to paste. So you can see that I have the data there. It's the same data that's in my data table over here. So that's the copy and paste approach. Now, that doesn't always work so well if I am on an iPad. So let me show you the other alternative, which is to download the CSV file. So I've cleared my spreadsheet and now I'm going to download CSV. So when I click on that download link, it is going to pull that CSV file into my downloads folder. So here, this is called two sample data CSV. That's in my downloads folder. If it's going somewhere else on your device, you need to know where it's going to go. But for me, I can see it here in my downloads folder. Now, let me go back over into the GeoGebra spreadsheet, and I'm going to go up here to the 3-bar menu, click on that, and then click Open. I'm going to go to Local File, and this is going to open my file manager. I know that my spreadsheet file went to the Downloads folder, so I'm going to click on Downloads, and you'll notice I don't see very much here. I don't see anything from today. That's because, just like we talked about previously, the default goes to this GGB file type. So I have to click on that in this drop down and go to All Files. Once I do that, now I can see my two sample data that I just downloaded. So I'm going to select that and click Open. And now, again, I have the two sample data in my spreadsheet. So getting to this point, it's up to you if you want to use copy and paste or if you want to load in a CSV file. That's totally up to you. They're both perfectly good ways to get the data in your spreadsheet. Now I want to go to my problem, which has no context. It's a no context hypothesis test problem. I'm given the null and alternative hypothesis. I'm told that I can assume that both populations are approximately normal. And so I can work through each of these questions. Given the alternative hypothesis, the test is left-tailed because it's a less than alternative. Now for the rest of this, I'm going to use GeoGebra to conduct the hypothesis test. So just like we did with confidence intervals from raw data, first I'm going to select the two columns that have the data in them. Now I'm going to go up here to the histogram and I'm going to click, but I'm not selecting the one variable analysis that we did previously. Now I'm going to select multiple variable analysis. Make sure you select multiple variable analysis. And over here now we see the stacked box plots. We don't need those, but it's showing us the box plots for the two data sets. What I need is the statistics. So just like we did with confidence intervals, I'm going to go up here to sum of x, and I'm going to click show statistics. Now it's giving me my statistics down here in this bottom window. So let me drag that up so that I can see my statistics. Remember, we have two samples here. So I've got two rows in my statistics table, and it's showing me in the top row the statistics for the data A, and in the bottom row it's showing me the statistics for the data that's in column B. It shows me the sample sizes, so you can sort of verify those. We see that they're different here, and it gives me the sample mean. It gives me a sigma and an S. Remember, that sigma is assuming these aren't samples, it's assuming these are populations. And then it gives me the 5-number summary. So just like we did for a confidence interval, I'm going to go up here to the statistics drop down, and I'm going to now select the t-test for a difference of means. So when I select t-test difference of means, it's going to show me some output down here. Now, the one thing you have to remember, we don't check the pooled box. We're going to not pool the variances. That's what that's all about. Our null hypothesis is always equals 0, but make sure you set the alternative hypothesis correctly. This is a left-tailed test. That's what we already decided from our alternative hypothesis. So I need to set that in this dropdown. I've set the alternative hypothesis to be a less than alternative. And now I can see a few things down here in this bottom row. This is really the results of my analysis. First, it shows me the difference between my sample means. That's just sample 1 x bar minus sample 2's x bar. I have a p-value. I have my t-test statistic, which is negative as expected for a left-tailed test. I have my standard error of the sampling distribution and my degrees of freedom. So let's go back over here to the problem. Let's enter our test statistic. The test statistic is this t-test value. So I got negative 1.8973. Put that in for my test statistic. I'm going to put in my p-value, 0.0316 is my p-value. And now I'm going to make a decision regarding H0. So here's my choices. As a reminder, our alpha level is 0.05. Our p-value is 0.03 and some change. So that means since the p-value is below my threshold of disbelief, I am going to reject the null hypothesis. So we submit, and we see that we got all of that correct. That's how you do a t-test for a difference of means from raw data.